Welcome to the Ages of Rock podcast with your hosts, Bill Algie, Dennis Talbot, and Alan Tate. We are three guys who have one thing in common, a love of rock and roll. Our goal is to talk about all things rock. We hope you find this show intriguing, funny, and occasionally highly opinionated. Enjoy! Hey folks, this is episode number 222, Triple Deuce, whatever you want to call it. This week we have Ed Spangenberg back on again because for two things, we're going to talk about the money that we raised for No Kid Hungry with our shirt sales. And
Gator sales.
A lot of really, really good albums came out in 1980. So I messaged Ed and I'm like, hey, you want to come on the show? Pick your favorite album from 1980 and let's go. So we're going to talk about Van Halen's Women and Children first a little bit later.
You almost said women's and chitlins.
Women's and chitlins.
That's the southern.
It totally is. No, I'm probably going to get in trouble for that. We're probably going to get like some kind of banner. Let me put some banner on there.
You know, the whole time growing up as a kid, I grew up in the South. There's no way I would ever eat a chitlin.
See, and it's got, and that song, and that record has songs like "Take Your Moonshine Home." It has
yeah. All right, well, Dennis.
I'm trying to find another one here.
Since you have got, do you guys want to do album acquisitions first? Or do you want to talk about the money raised?
It doesn't matter.
Let's do album acquisitions first.
Let's do that first. All right.
Let our guest go first.
Sure.
Ooh, all right. Well, all right. Recently, I've been out and I scored. I'm a big Hanoi Rocks fan, and
cool.
I scored a promo version of the album Two Steps to the Move, which is kind of cool. Actually has like this promo insert in it. So,
I love shit like that.
Yeah, like I didn't, I just thought it was a promo album listed. I didn't expect anything else in it, but it was kind of cool to see a little promo. Gives like reviews from like Rolling Stone and Kerrang and a bunch of other, magazines around that time in the 80s. So I thought that was a kind of a little cool score.
That is, Bill. Have you ever had, when you bought a promo, you ever had anything inside of it?
I bought a John Mellencamp American Fool record,
right?
And I already had it, but it was just we were at a store or whatever, and I went to pull it out, and I saw it had a stamp on the back of it. It was a promo stamp on the back of it. When I pulled it out, it had this. Well, I have it over there. It has this whole liner notes thing about the last record sales and where he's doing. I mean, it was like.
See,
I'm buying this. So I don't care how much it is.
I've never got anything like it.
That's pretty cool. I've gotten a couple of things like that.
Yeah,
it's got some
inserts,
some stuff in there with some notes. And stuff in it.
And
cool.
It was
pretty cool.
It was totally unexpected too. Nice little surprise. It was very cool.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah. Do you guys know Juan Montoya? He's like a big Kiss fan. And right. You really should check out Moon Destroys. Like he's such a talented good guitarist, and then he has just him and his buddy put this album together, and he's on the drums and bass. But I mean, it's almost like it's heavy metal mixed with like melodic streaming sort of music, and he's so appreciated because he's so talented, and that's just shout out to him because he's a great guy too.
That's cool.
Cool.
And then my third one, I don't know if you've heard of Georgia Smith. You guys familiar with her?
No.
She's an R&B artist, but she's a European R&B, and I think like the European artists that are in the R&B, it sounds so much different than in the U.S. R&B, and she has the most incredible voice you've ever heard. She's amazing talent. So
is it? You said it's Georgia Smith?
Yeah, Georgia Smith. You can see like her name, what they spell with a J.
J-O-R-J-A.
I'd have messed that up for sure.
Yeah, Jorja.
Okay. Yeah, check out her. Yeah, Lost and Found is like one of the hits off of that, and Blue Lights. Yeah, she's fantastic. I love all of her stuff that she's put out. Amazing stuff.
I have to check that out.
Cool.
More music to check.
It's always cool. I mean, it's always cool to find that stuff. We had a guy on a couple weeks ago, and Brandon Fields, and he told us about this band called Dirty Honey, and I downloaded that the other day. It's really, really good. I really liked it. I was like, damn, I got to figure out how to get all of those guys. I actually reached out to him. I'm like, hey, somebody turn me on.
What kind of music are they doing?
It's
are
rock.
They rock.
It's it's good.
Sounds
it's,
like classic rock.
It's an EP.
Stuff. Yeah.
It's like a 6 EP thing or whatever, but it's really good. I like it.
Yeah, very cool.
Yep.
I'll have to check them out myself.
You got to find. It's always cool to find new stuff. There's a lot of stuff out there.
I
You
know,
find about this all the time.
exactly,
But you gotta have somebody turn you on to it. Otherwise, it's hard to find.
Exactly. Yeah.
All right, you want me to go next?
Go for it, Bill.
All right. So I made my wife stop at this antique mall.
Cool.
So that she could look for some stuff. She knew that was not going to happen. She knew why we were stopping. Anyway, it closes at 6. Yeah, she's like, quit lying. You didn't hear her. That's what she said. Quit lying. We had like an hour, and we're like scouring. The place is huge. So, but I did find a couple things that were pretty cool. I got a Best of Duby Brothers 2.
Oh, I've seen that one. Huh.
So, I've been looking for this. By the way, produced by Ted Templeman. Since we're talking about Ted tonight. There you go, a little bit. This one I thought was pretty cool, which is Shonen Hammer.
Oh, okay. Never seen that one either.
Yep. This is John Hammer and Neil Schon, and this is from 1982. So, and I did looked at that a little bit. It looked pretty cool. I found a copy of Long Way to Heaven by Helix.
Cool.
Oh, cool.
For $8, not 20, 30, 25, $35 that you keep seeing.
80s bands are just ridiculously priced.
On these, and I think Alan will like this. I got a Robbie Neville. I think Alan likes Robbie Neville too.
C'est la vie.
Yeah. I think this is the second album, if I'm not mistaken.
Is that the one that's got Watch It To You on it?
No, this is the third album then, because I have that one too.
Okay.
Yeah. So this is the third album.
Those are the only 2 Robbie Neville songs I know.
Yeah.
So.
And this is sealed. It was $3.
Oh, cool.
Wow.
So it's Robbie Neville. It's probably a $3 sealed album because.
Right.
But
not on the hot list.
Not on the hot list. The thing I did not get, and it took me a few days to get over it, was there was the girls' school Blue Murder in High Heels or Blue Murder something or other, which is I think their first or second record, and it was $6, and I didn't pick it up, and I was like, damn it, I should have picked that up, but it looked like it was in such bad shape. I was like, I'm just going to really the whole time on the way home, I'm like, got all these hours to drive. I'm like, you dumb son of a bitch. You should have picked. It's just like kicking myself in the ass the entire time.
I've got 2 turntables too. I've got one that's an older one or a cheaper one. Now I would play it on that. I play my old scratched up shit on that, but I wouldn't put trashy records on my new, this is not good on the needle.
Yeah, these don't seem to be in too bad a shape. So, and I thought the prices were pretty good on all this stuff, really. I mean, probably overpaid on a couple of them, and I got some good deals on the other ones. So,
that's cool.
Whatever.
That's cool. All right. So I told you about this last week, but I didn't get to show up because it didn't show up till Sunday on my birthday. But I got the Rush Hemispheres.
Cool.
The new. I tell you what, these reissues are just beautiful. I mean, the
nice lamp reflection you got there, buddy.
Yeah, I know it's bad. But anyway, it's got the original album in it. Then it's got 2 more albums that are all live from that era. One comes from the Peak Pop Festival of June 4th, 79. And then 3 of the sides do. And then the 4th side is live in Arizona, November 20th, 78. And basically it's everything from that tour that they put on live out, and they're mixed for really good. And then there was of course there's a booklet in there too. And it's just a well done deal. Most of these are and they're 180 gram. Most of these are about $61, $65, but I found this on Amazon for brand new for $45. So I was really happy with that. That's a deal. And I'm getting another one. Ordered it from Ashley. Max is getting it for me for a late birthday present. So I'll talk about when I get it. Went down to Book Broker yesterday, and I picked up. I've got this already, but I got a better copy of the game, and I'm glad to find that. I'm trying to start.
How much did you pay for that?
Bill, I paid $6 for that.
Wow.
Wow.
So I thought that was really good. It was either
You
6 or
stole that, baby.
yeah, it was 6 because I also paid. Then I got Jeff Beck wired. Rodney has got this and said it's just a great guitar. And it's a lot of instrumental because he's just instrumentals mostly. But yeah, I got this for 6 also, real good shape. Finally got a really nice copy. I paid 8 for this, but for Fleetwood Mac Rumors. I've been wanting this album for a long time, and nice copy of it. And it's got actually just had the little hard picture thing that came. Actually, it's a fold out booklet. And so of course, there's all the original inserts, which I always love finding that stuff too. It's a little brown on the corners and stuff, but kind of neat too. I noticed the record's got itself has a, like, you can join their, it's another records they're selling, kind of Warner Brothers kind of promotional thing. So that's always kind of cool.
Is that a cutout?
No, it's not a cutout.
Oh, I thought the sleeve had it like a cut in it or something. Maybe I was.
No. It's nope. It doesn't have cutout. And then this morning I went down to Ashley and Jerome's at the Hemisphere Collectibles. I got a copy of Crocus, the Blitz.
Right on.
Got that.
I want the
got that
Headhunter record though.
I've got Headhunter. I bought that
I know
in
you do,
Nashville
yeah.
from. I bought that from Ed. Not Ed.
Nope,
What's his
that's
name?
it.
No. What's the guy from Nashville? The
Jason?
JB.
huh? JB. Yeah.
JBT?
You got it from him. But anyway, this is the Blitz.
JTB.
JTB.
This has got Midnight Maniac.
Yeah, that's a good record.
So it's not bad, but I got it for 12, which for BG Plus, that's not a bad price on those records. Being the 80s.
I saw Crocus open for Ace Frehley way back in the day.
I saw Crocus
probably around the time when they released that album.
I think when it was. I think it
I
was
saw
Autograph,
Crocus open for.
Sammy Hagar. Is where
Oh, really?
I saw him
Cool.
open for some. I saw him open
They
for
were
somebody. I
good.
can't
They were
remember who it
awesome,
was.
actually.
Yeah, that was it was in their heyday too. And one thing I've been looking for a long time, I have this on CD. I got it right as soon as the movie or the documentary was released, but I got the double.
Oh, I bet you're happy about that.
606.
Good for you, man.
I overpaid for it, but it was on the auction the other night, and
Yeah.
I paid about twice as much as what I could have got it on Amazon. But number one, it's always helping Ashley them out. I don't mind paying a little bit more because it helps them out on their store.
Well, but you're a big Foo Fighters fan too, so
I'm a big Foo Fighters fan, and it got to be one of those fucking situations. It's just like Storage Wars, and I was playing, the yup guy. I got into, we started it out, it was slow, and I'm like, yep, and then finally this guy kept bidding on me, and I finally was like, okay, that's as high as I'm gonna go, but I'm gonna make this other dude pay just a little extra. So I went a couple times thinking and then I was gonna stop after the next time, and then he yupped me out. He stopped on me.
outed you.
He unyupped you.
Damn.
It's kind of like
I was on there the other night.
That always happens right away.
These guys were going. I was bidding on something the other day, and it got up to like. I was watching. It was like $78. I can't remember what it was. Oh, it may have been the Warrant record. The Warrant.
Right. All that.
Yeah.
30,
the first Warrant record. I think it went for 81.
90, it was 85, I think. Is what it was.
But it gets to 76, and this guy he's bidding the entire time. He gets to 76. No, it wasn't that thing because it actually went for $76. But he gets to 75, and they're like going at it by $1, right?
Right.
And it gets to 76, and he says, "I'm out." I'm like, "What the hell? You went that far?" And
But he may have been doing the same thing.
$77?
And it's like going, if I'm going to give this up, I'm going to make the other dude pay a little extra.
Yeah, it's probably was like, all right, dickhead, that's what you're going to do.
Well, and, my dumb ass, as soon as it came up for auction, I said, look, I jumped it up like $5, the first bid, and I said, I've got all night. That's what it was in my text. Somebody's like, oh, okay, here we go. I'm going to hang on. So like I said, that I was giving up around, I don't know, it was around right when they hit 40, I gave up, and then I went a little bit more. And, but anyway,
that's not bad though.
But it's a double album.
Is that the one that has all the other people that were there?
Yes, and it's
in the movie and stuff. Oh, that's
and
cool,
my favorite song on there, and I love it. Is the one that he does with Corey Taylor from Can to Can't, the guy from Slipknot.
Mm-hmm.
That song is just absolutely killer. So yeah, I was glad to get that. I can't wait to listen to it. And I did get my system all moved downstairs now. I got all I bought those.
Do the colors all match?
Not yet. I still haven't gotten
Oh,
my
dude,
new.
you better get that fixed. She gonna
It's
be
on
mad
the
at
way.
you.
I got it paid. But I had bought these Boston acoustic speakers to put on that system because they're old and they're more vintage. But we took it down there the other night, and Kelly was sitting there. We were listening to it for the first time, and Kelly goes, "Those speakers sound like shit." And I go, "Well, they're not as good as my other ones." She says, "Well, why don't you bring those down?" I said, "Well, that was not my plan originally, but I think I'll do this." So we brought the other ones down. I'm like, "Yep, night and day." So I said, "I'll bring them back up here, and I'll use it in here just because I just play along for my guitar stuff up here." So my listening room's downstairs now, so I can actually sit on the couch and listen to stuff. So, but I'm enjoying that new stereo. Anyway,
Cool.
Is that all you got, Dennis?
that's it. I'm done.
All right. Well,
Halfway
I got
into the show.
I got a little something here.
Oh,
Wow.
that's what she said.
Oh, I got that one.
Cool.
I have got the
Yeah.
Blues Brothers.
Rubber
Yeah.
biscuit.
It's a great
It's got
album.
Rubber Biscuit on it, Shotgun
Yeah.
Blues, Soul Man. I believe this is called Briefcase Full of Blues.
All right.
I actually
you-
got this in 1989 when I was stationed in Germany, and I paid a whopping $1 for it.
Wow.
One of the guys in my unit replaced all of his records with CDs.
Right.
So as he was replacing them, he was selling me records for $1 a piece.
Hmm.
Now, at one point, I had a nice Eagles collection, but I had sold that to someone else here a while back.
Yeah.
But the record itself, I mean, it's in
Oh, yeah.
pretty good shape.
Where'd you find it then? Did you find it in the closet, or where was it like? in a
No,
box?
I've got in my son's bedroom is where I keep. There's a stack of records. They're mostly Laura's because I've gotten rid of most of mine since I'm
Right.
not a vinyl collector. But
for an album that's got a couple of comedians on it singing, that the backup section is just an amazing group of musicians on that album.
that is
It's
absolutely
just-
right.
There's a lot of talent on there.
Oh, there is a lot of talent on that.
Yeah.
Gee, Christmas. I mean,
And
they
I've
went out.
also. Oh, go ahead.
No, I'm saying they went out and they got the best for that one.
Well, wasn't
Yeah.
that the Saturday Night Live crew?
No, not really, because
I
you
know.
had all the
I
old.
think there is some of them, right?
There's some
Yeah,
of them
some of
on
them
there,
are on
yeah.
there. Yeah.
But like Duck Dunn and some of those other guys, no, they were, they play with a ton of different people, a lot of session musicians. But anyway,
But you know, if you look at the band that was on Saturday Night Live for years, they were really. I
Oh,
mean,
they're also another top
had
notch
some.
bunch of
Oh
people.
yeah, really good guys. It's much better than the comedy in the last couple of years.
Well, the comedy in that on that show has been shit for at least
Oh.
15 years.
Yeah, I
Good
tried to watch
God.
it 2 weeks
Nope.
ago. I turned
Don't
it on
even
for
try
about
anymore.
Well, the
5
show has
minutes.
turned 100% politics.
Yeah.
Can't stand
I
it.
couldn't
know.
take 5 minutes of it. I
They keep
turned it
talking
off.
about canceling. I'm like, yes.
And then they don't.
They're not going to.
So the other record I have, also I got in
Oh.
Germany.
Oh, dude.
White
Now
Lion.
check this out. Where's
Right.
that?
That's
749.
Tower
Pounds.
Records.
That's
Tower Records.
Tower
that's
Records.
7.49 pounds. This
Oh,
record come from England.
That's a heavy record,
Oh.
dude.
Yeah.
it is.
A lot
Wow.
better
How
than
did you
100.
ship
But
that back or what?
it is still in the package. I don't know that it's ever been taken out.
Don't
Wow.
don't.
I'm not
don't
going to
rip
take it out. I'm just showing you.
Burn my belt up.
Now here's my next question. Dennis, do you want these records?
Do I want them?
Yes.
Sure. If you're
You
giving
can
away,
say no. I'll give them to Bill.
no. If you're giving them away, I'll take them.
Well, how about this? Which one do you want, Bill? I'll give Dennis. I caught that. For those of you all who are listening, Bill got a new cup that says "Have a nice day," and then when you look
Oh,
at
I
the
didn't even
bottom of
notice it. That's funny.
That was an
Not good.
appropriate time too. Worked
No,
out
it's good.
perfect.
That's pretty funny.
I
Yeah.
don't know. We'll
Actually,
flip
the
a coin,
reason
talk
that I
about it
dug
later. I
through
don't
my
care.
records is because last week when Dennis was talking about a Joe Walsh record he had,
Right.
I thought I still had a Joe Walsh record, and I was going to give that to you.
Right.
Yeah,
but-
that
Yeah.
that White Lion album went for like $47.
Yeah.
I'm just telling you, Alan.
I would put that
so
on
you know.
eBay or some kind of shit, because if it's sealed, oh fuck, dude, that's worth that thing's like gold. All that stuff is.
Well, you know, it turns out whatever record I try to sell on eBay, I get like $6 for.
Well, and it all depends on
who's wanting it too.
I remember one time I had the Appetite for Destruction album with the original album cover artwork,
Right.
and I sold it on eBay, and I'm like, man, I'm going to make a mint on this, and I got like $9.
Huh.
I was like,
Wow.
Man, I wish I could cancel this auction.
If that was in 2000, $9 is probably a lot for that record.
Yeah, really. If it's only been in the last few years.
But in the last 2 years, you got hosed.
Yeah, big time.
No, this was probably in 1998.
Oh yeah. You got it. Yeah, you won.
Records were dirt back then, dude.
But anyway, there's some Guns N' Roses fan that's happy that they got that record. So hopefully they took good care of it.
Better of.
Exactly.
All right. So when we sold our shirts, we chose the charity No Kid Hungry. And Ed, you want to tell everyone how much we raised?
I mean, you can correct me if I'm wrong. I think it was like around 174. Is that correct?
It was
Some of that ballpark.
$173.95.
Oh, I was close. Yeah, there you go.
There you go.
So
Very close.
We're going to be dropping a check off in the mail to No Kid Hungry, or probably what I'm going to do is I'm just going to log onto their website and make a donation, because Ed sent me the money through PayPal, so it's in my checking account. So, and we're also going to boost the donation up to $250.
Right.
So,
oh wow, that's awesome, guys.
yeah, the No Kid Hungry, they do a lot of good for the kid, and especially now with the kids that have not, with COVID and everything shut down, not been able to go to school, being able to go to any of the daycare stuff. A lot of those kids don't get that one good meal a day that they were dependent on.
Yeah.
So
Anytime we can help them out.
it's not a whole
Speaking of
lot,
hungry,
but every little bit helps.
Speaking of hungry, do I hear an ice cream truck?
Can you hear that?
I can hear the ice cream truck. Here.
It's like, now wait a minute. I plan on having some ice cream.
I think he parked in
where's my
front
wallet?
yard to tell
Here,
you
Ed,
about it.
I'm gonna PayPal you $1. Go get me a orange pop.
I want a fudge. I want one of those.
I want one of them
I'll chase him down
chocolate
the
and
street
chocolate
with
banana.
one.
chocolate
That's
ones.
exactly chocolate banana.
I'm sitting there going,
Taco.
I'm sitting there listening. I'm like going, I can hear.
I was
a fucking ice
wondering
cream
Here's
if
the
truck.
you
big
guys could
question.
hear,
Here's the big question: is Ice Cream Man on Women and Children First?
No.
Oh, that would be even funnier.
No.
Ice Cream Man is on the
Unfortunately,
first
no.
album. It's on Van Halen 1.
Yeah.
All right. Well, speaking of Women and Children First, let me pull up our ever trusty, never wrong Wikipedia. Women and Children First is the third studio album by American hard rock band Van Halen, released on March 26, 1980 on Warner Brother Records. Warner Brother.
Hello,
Produced by
brother.
Ted Templeton, and it was the first to feature compositions written solely by the band, and is described by critic Stephen Thomas Erlewine as the record where the group starts to get heavier, both sonically and to a lesser extent thematically.
There's some big words in there.
Big words, yeah.
Big words.
And I flipped from the Wikipedia
Find some
screen to back to the regular screen, and I see Dennis disappearing. So while he's disappearing, I'll just read some more. See, there's really nothing else to read that's exciting. It says the opening track and the Cradle Will Rock begins with what sounds like a guitar, but is in fact a phase-shifted Wurlitzer electric piano played through Van Halen's 1960s model 100-watt Marshall Plexi amplifier. So there you go. 1984 is not the first keyboard-driven song or album from Van Halen, so sorry, folks.
Right. Exactly.
So do you guys want to do a track-by-track discussion of this, or how do you want to handle it?
It doesn't matter.
What are you thinking, Ed? This is
What am
your
I
show.
thinking? This is my show. Oh, we can go track by track. Let's do it.
All right. Well,
Just for real quick though, one of the coolest pictures of Van Halen, actually two of the coolest pictures ever taken of Van Halen, is the front on the front cover and on the back cover. Those are some cool ass pictures of the band.
Did y'all see that picture that I posted on Facebook a week or so ago, where there's a face app that changes pictures of men into pictures of women?
I haven't seen a lot of that.
And
Yeah.
the band.
I was like,
Yeah,
somebody said that is just terrible, and I'm like, well, it's just an app to change ugly men into ugly women.
yeah, there was a Van Halen one, and there was a Rush picture. I think that. They
Oh
had.
yeah, somebody put a Rush picture in
That
the
was
comment.
I put
That's
the, that was me.
That's right,
Yeah.
you did. And Bill's muted. That's great.
Bill's muted.
I lost the whole.
Speaking
so
of
what you
cool
were saying
picture,
was
too.
you can put lips. You can put lipstick on a pig and it's still a
It's
pig.
still a pig.
Okay.
Damn, I
Oh,
lost the whole.
That's great.
That's cool.
This is a book that Kelly's dad picked up a long time ago. It's one of those coffee table books, but it's the
Wow.
Van Halen visual history, 78 to 84.
I was like, couldn't
Oh,
be
but,
very long.
No, Neil Zolozauer, is that right?
Sure.
So anyway, he's the guy that did it. But anyway, great.
I found
pictures.
another little tidbit of trivia on here. The song "Could This Be Magic" contains the only female backing vocal ever
Mhm.
recorded for a Van Halen song, and it was Nicolette Larson.
Really?
And you guys
Didn't
remember
know
the
that.
song she did?
Yeah. God, come on, Yacht Rock, hit me,
Loving
hit me.
You
Is
the
the
was the-
right thing to do? No, that's
No,
I was like,
it was that real high pitched
yeah, Nicolette. I can't
loving
think.
yous. Yeah.
Oh, gotcha.
Loving you.
a lot of love. Loving You was someone
Yeah.
else.
That's a different one, Bill.
Okay,
Gonna
now
take
we
a lot of
screwed it all
love.
up.
Yeah.
Well, we corrected ourselves quickly enough that
We
maybe
shouldn't get in
Mike
trouble.
will text me about something else I got wrong instead of this.
Doubt it.
There you go.
So, and the Cradle Will Rock.
Yes.
Ed.
And the Cradle Will Rock. I mean, there's a couple of hits that came off the album, but right away, here we are, number one out of the gate with a hit. I mean, what can you say? It's one of their staple, hits that Van Halen put together. And I think I just remember back at the album too, like you got Van Halen 1, Van Halen 2, and then this. It seemed like an in-between album for me, but it seemed like it was a little bit more experimental. I don't think it gets the notoriety or credit that some of the other albums of Van Halen got, but I do love it. I mean, how could you go wrong with, Eddie in his prime and experimenting and the band experimenting? There's a lot of great harmonies in this album
Yes.
too, which really stands out for me, when I listen to it. So, but the Cradle Will Rock, I mean, I don't know what else to say, but it's friggin' awesome. Right?
Freaking awesome. There you go.
Friggin' awesome.
Interesting thing though. Looking at the back cover, it's not the songs are not in order. Isn't that crazy?
Oh, really? Wow.
It says it's Tora, and
Tora,
the Cradle Will Rock.
yeah.
Romeo's Delight, Fools, and a Simple Rhyme. So it's not even in order. That's weird.
I think back in those days, a lot of bands put the song titles that weren't in correct order. I know there are a lot of Kiss albums that are like that.
Right. So yeah, I
But
don't know.
here's something that'd be pretty cool. Take that list that you've got there, Dennis,
And play it in that
make
order.
a
and see-
Spotify playlist and play it in that order and check it out.
Yeah, but see, I don't know. I think Tora, and was it Tora, and it goes into Loss of Control, and I think that's a good. It kind of matches. I mean, it's kind of the precursor to the song, I think, myself. But anyway, we're getting ahead of ourselves.
Yeah, you guys, are we done?
It's like and the Cradle Will Rock is a great. I mean, it's to me, this album is probably tied for number one on my two favorite Van Halen albums. I like Van Halen 2 a lot, and I like this album a lot, and I like Fair Warning. I'm a Dave fan, so I like all the albums, but this one here, if I go to grab an album or want to listen to a whole album, it's either going to be this one or Van Halen 2. Like I said, and then the Cradle Will Rock, what a great intro song! You're like, and then it got boom. I mean, it's a great way to start an album. I don't think they could have picked it better. But like I said, and I don't think there's not a song on here that I don't like. That's the craziest thing. This song, there's not a skip on this whole album to me. So, Bill.
Well, I'm going to be the Debbie Downer.
Okay, Debbie, go ahead.
I'll be Debbie Downer.
Karen, you go
Karen,
ahead.
I'll be Karen. And don't call me Carol Baskins. I'll come kill your ass. I don't just telling you.
You
Feed
do
me
the
my
lines.
tigers. I'm telling you. So shut up. Anyway, no, I do like, in general, overall, this is not my favorite Van Halen record.
Really?
And it's okay, but it's not my favorite. Ed made a good point about it. This is how I listened to this earlier. Well, I listened to it a couple times earlier, and then I listened to Van Halen 2, and I listened to Fair Warning. And you made a comment a while ago that this was kind of a between record, kind of where it fit. And that's kind of how I felt. It was kind of, I really liked Van Halen 2, and I like Fair Warning. And this record for me just kind of it's there. But
I think but it's more experimental.
it is very more.
Again,
I think that's
it's where the other songs on like Van Halen 2 and Fair Warning is like 2.5, 3 minutes long of just like, here's a song,
yeah,
and it's like this one here, they go off on tangents, and there's melodic, and then Eddie's going on these weird guitar, and then he comes back again, he does completely something different again. So yeah, it's a good, but for me, like going back to it again, like listening to it again, it's like there's so many new things that you get to hear again, and like you don't really pick up the first time around when you listen to it, way back when.
Yeah. But we're still sticking with the title track. I think we did a little review thing, so I'm sorry about that. But And the Cradle Rock is a great song, great opener. I'm one of those guys that loves opening songs to a record, and if I'm hooked. And this definitely will hook you on the as an opening song. That, to your point, Dennis, that beginning of the song is just, it really is loud. You get that turned up loud.
You just reach
really,
for the volume knob as quick as you can. It's like, turn it up.
Yep, that's got to go up. I 100% agree. Great song. That is a great song. Yeah. Yep.
All I want to know is, has anyone seen Junior's grades?
Yeah. Dumbass.
Nope, still haven't seen them. I keep asking for them, and you won't show them to me.
Great shit, though.
All right, on to Everybody Wants Some.
Boy.
Everybody Wants Some.
Ice cream.
What was it? Do you hear it again?
I can hear it again, dude.
Yeah.
It won't leave my neighborhood.
Maybe we should switch to that record.
Yeah. Sorry.
And Everybody Wants Some is such a great song. I mean, it was in Better Off Dead or something like that too. The movie where they did the claymation of the hamburger, right?
That is correct.
Eddie's guitar. Yeah. I mean, just fit with the times and the movies, and it's a classic song without a doubt, hands down. So, and I think even today, like when you listen to it again, you're like, yeah, that's Van Halen right there. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. I agree. I mean, what a great second. I mean, and you hit a home run with that first song, and then you're up to bat again, and you're just you're just taking it again out of the park. I think a ginormous credit goes to Ted Templeton, and was it Don Landy here is also engineering on this. But the drum and the guitar sounds, especially on that song, but also included on this whole album, are just larger than life. I mean, that drum is just, I mean, they're just thunderous, and then when that guitar, when it comes in, dun-dun, dun-dun, it's just like, it gives you a chill, So, hats off to those guys on the engineering of that album. It couldn't have sounded better. I really don't think you could ever mix that song or produce that album any better sound-wise.
Okay, like the song. Thought it was that's the second favorite song on the record. So there you go.
Cool.
But that's one of those songs that I didn't, I wasn't a big Van Halen fan when I was younger. And when I saw the movie and the claymation thing, that totally pulled me in for that song, But whoever created that video, you're fucking genius. But this is one of my favorite Van Halen songs. It's probably in my top 5.
Yeah, good song. All right, Alan.
You're up next, fools.
Fools. All right.
Fools. Another great song. It's to me, it becomes one of those songs that it goes into starting to go in. The album starts to go into breaks away from that sort of commercialized feel, and then Fools start to turn the corner. Where I feel like this album, that's why it stands out to me as something a little bit more different than what they were doing at that time. So, but again, for me, like this, hearing Fools again and having not listened to it in such a long time, that it brings back those great memories from when I was growing up listening to this stuff. And it's a great song. I mean, I don't, there's only like one song out of this entire album where I'm like, oh, not that song. But
Right.
as far as the third song coming in on this and how great it is, I love it. I love listening. I was a great flashback knowing that we were going to review this and listening to the album again. Good stuff.
Yeah, it is. I think I agree with you 100% on everything as far, and like you said, those first two songs, though, using that little bit of intro on, in the Cradle of Rock and everything, it was a little bit different, but those two songs were still in that Van Halen equation. They had that,
Right.
that normal Van Halen type sound continuation. Fools begins, like you said, this album was a little experimental at times, and some of the songs are just completely off of the normal track of what they do. And this song is the first song on this album that does that. It's just a little different. This song here would not be the song it is without Michael Anthony. Those high pitched backing vocals that only Michael Anthony can do. I mean, that dude, his range is in the dog range. I mean, it's just as far as, it's so high of a voice, but it's solid. It's just not. And with him and Dave singing together, that was the magic of, Van Halen, I think. I know Eddie claims that he sang a lot too along with that, but I'm sure that Michael's microphone was a hell of a lot hotter than what Eddie's was, to be honest. But Fools is a good song, though. It's got some, there again, thunderous drums, that guitar, just the crunchy guitar sound. It's a winner in my book. Still.
Okay, this is where for me it goes off the rails, and I've just kind of went, okay, and I listened to some other stuff. It just, to your point, it does get very experimental, and it just, for me, I was like, I wanted to hear more of the first two, and I think that's just me personally, but I do, that's where I kind of got off the rails. So there.
Right.
That's pretty much the same here.
It's just
up until about track 7, I'm kind of lost because I wasn't that big of a Van Halen fan. And I think that may have something to do, Dennis likes this. Are you a guitar player, Ed?
No, I'm not. No.
Well, I think people who like the guitar-oriented music probably like those songs better because they are so guitar-oriented.
Right.
Yeah.
But
for me, until we get to track 7, I'm kind of lost.
Well, it is different. All right, so we're now Romeo Delight.
Romeo Delight.
Yes.
I would say out of the songs here that are on the more experimental from their equation that they're building here, Romeo Delight is probably my favorite out of those sort of style of songs. And I don't know what else to say about it. That, to me, again, it's like you're listening to something and there's so many little subtle nuances within the way that the song is built, and the way that the instruments and the way that Eddie's playing on it, it stands out to me as something, that I completely can appreciate and look at it and say, that goddamn, no wonder why they say he's so talented, because you listen to something like that,
Sure.
And he's really a standout without a doubt.
Yeah, Romeo's Delight, like you said, it is another one of those ones. It's a lot more for a Van Halen fan to take in at first. I like it just for the guitar work. I think the guitar work's wonderful in it. Van Halen used Romeo Delight as an opener for a long time, and actually, when I saw them in Indianapolis, they used it for an opener.
Oh,
the
wow,
song on the album does real well because I like the way Dave's voice and way he sings those verses, and it fits perfect on the album. Live, this song is at best a train wreck, and only reason being is Dave's he's first song on this thing. Dave's out there high kicking, spinning around, running around like a like a banshee, and he's always either behind on the vocals or ahead on the vocals. You know what I'm saying? So it's always a train wreck because it don't fit right. And Dave's the one that messes it up live. Now, I've always said that Dave is a lot better singer in the studio, and it's just too bad that doesn't transfer to a live situation, because he's two different people. But he's got the range, he's got the ability. It's just when he gets out in front of a crowd, I saw a thing, the meme yesterday was that most people's bodies are 75% water and Dave's is 90% cocaine. Because he's just so, you know what I'm saying? It's just because he's just for the fact that he's just a very hyper active kind of person, he never stops. But which that hurts him in the vocal. But I do like this song. Bill.
It got a little too crazy for me. It was a little too experimental, but to the point you made about it does definitely showcase Eddie's, probably one of the first songs really, I think, to really showcase Eddie's abilities to just tear it up. I mean, I definitely agree with that, and definitely got that out of it. I'm like, this is one talented guy. It's just, for me, it was just kind of, again, a little all over the place. So I'll come back in around 7 too.
Okay. We just want to hear a ditto for the next.
No, it's okay. I mean, it's good. I like the discussion because it's making me think about it when I've listened to it. So it's good.
Yeah.
Well, I'll either plead the fifth or drink a fifth about that song. So let's move on to Tora Tora.
Tora Tora to me is a great little ditty intro to Loss of Control, and I think if like Dennis was saying, it's like if you were going to remix the album, I don't see how it would pair up with anything else. I'm looking at the album now too and thinking how it would pair up with something else, but I think it fits perfectly with where it's at in the album right now.
That's a good point. I didn't realize, when he said the track listing was out of order, that Tora Tora was less than a minute long. So
right,
and
it is.
If you want to talk about Loss of Control while you're at it,
I consider them the same song. I consider it one song.
Yeah,
I always have.
I would
really.
too. Well, Loss of Control is actually my least favorite song on the album. It's like one of those ones I'm like, I gotta probably skip this one. I think it's just too repetitive for me and too left of center. Although there's some good guitar stuff on there, it's not my favorite.
Yeah, there's a real funny story about this song. When I was in high school and we had our first band, we used to practice at my best friend's dad had a called the Bunkhouse Saloon. It was a tavern. And on Sunday mornings, we would go in and we would clean the place up after, a rowdy Saturday night, mop the floors and all kinds of other crap. And we ended up, somebody's breaking in on his property. People who are not watching this, he's sitting outside on his porch and he just left.
Ice cream man.
I'm here.
It's the ice cream man. He's getting me an ice cream.
Light on.
He went to get an ice cream.
There you go. He did.
Ice cream man.
All right. So anyway, but real quick in that story, so we would spend Sundays cleaning up, and then we would practice because there was a PA and a stage there. So it was and we could get as loud as we wanted to. Nobody ever bothered us. They had a jukebox in that place, and every Sunday I'd bring in 50 cents, and I'd play Loss of Control or Tora Tora and Loss of Control, and them guys hated that song. I mean, they were like, "Fuck, why are you playing that shitty song again?" I said, "Because I like it, and you guys hate it, and that's why I'm doing it." But it was I'm like I said, a Tora Tora is a great intro, sets up this song. This song is the wildest, the craziest thing that they've got on this album. There's actually a video for this. I just found it this week for the first time. So go on there. You could it's an official video, and it's just as crazy as the song is. The video is just as crazy. And actually, for the first time this week, I found what do you call it? Separated guitar. What do you call it?
Isolated
isolated guitar for that song. And it's just Eddie's it's just incredible the stuff he's playing. It's just odd. But as a guitar player, I love the song. Yes, it's about as I would see where it would push a Van Halen fan to the edge because it is just not Van Halen But like I said, for a guitar player, I love it. I think it's a cool thing, and it's just there's sometimes there's insane things that are not that bad. Bill.
Yeah.
Ditto, right?
No, that's both of them. I didn't even realize it was the intro to the other song because I listened to it and went, "What the hell?" And then the next song played, and I was like, "Well, okay." So I didn't. I really did listen to it. I listened to the whole thing 3 times a day.
Right.
One of them when I was mowing, so I was actually concentrating. But
wow.
Yeah. But it didn't.
Well,
it didn't make me want to like
tea.
run over any trees or plants or anything. So that's always good.
Or people.
Well, let's just go ahead and skip on to Take Your Whiskey Home then.
All right, we can do that.
I feel bad because we're supposed to be like everybody loving this record.
No,
it's good to have different opinions.
If there's a song that you don't like, I mean, don't torture yourself over
Don't
it.
lie about it. Don't
Oh,
lie
I'm not.
about
I'm done.
There's enough good songs. All right.
Take Your Whiskey Home is awesome song. The opening with the acoustic, and then Eddie comes in and slams the electric guitar right through your face. I mean, come on, it's such a classic too. Like, and listening it to is like one of those ones. Like, I remember growing up, and I'm probably like my teens here, like probably 16 years old maybe, at the time when this came out, and like listening to that. I mean, it was just in a circle of friends, and then everybody's out and they're hanging out listening to that. It just such a fond memories, and just something that was just so cool. Something so cool about that song and the way that it was set up.
Bill, go
to
for
me,
a second.
Yeah,
I'm sorry.
Fantastic stuff. I love it. I love that song.
Bill, go first because I'm gonna pull up something real quick.
Okay, I like this song. So this kind of got me after getting through the other part, and I got back into this. I did like it, like you said. I like the different beginning and the acoustic beginning or whatever. And then I thought it was a really good song. I was trying to figure out how it was on the same album actually. I was like, but it's a good song. Brought me back in.
I agree. I love that acoustic opening. I think that's just awesome, like I said, and then his vocals going along with it, and then like I said, when it kicks in, it just like grabs you by the balls and just like, come on, let's go, And then we were actually, when the Hounds were practicing at one point, we had talked about, Rod and I talked about, we were thinking about throwing that in there too. So of course there's a lot of Van Halen lyrics that I when you hear them, you don't really know, you just kind of make up your, like Bill said on the last show we were talking about, you sing something, you don't know what you're really singing, but it fits and it sounds kind of right and everything. But there's a line in here that I really like, and I never knew it said this. It's on the second verse when you're coming in. It goes, some go to women, some go to Jesus, and I'm absolutely certain both are right, but at least it takes me halfway to label to get for the night. But I never heard that line, some go to women, some go to Jesus. I'm like going, that's a cool line in there. And then once you hear it or read it, and then you hear them sing it, then you hear it. I never even knew what they were singing. I just kind of made some kind of sound or something. But I love that song. That's probably my second favorite song on this whole album.
Yeah,
cool,
absolutely.
Well, it's funny you mentioned the Hounds talking about doing that. I'd never really paid much attention to that song until you put that in that playlist, and after I listened, I got a better appreciation for that song.
Sure.
I didn't know the "some go to women, some go to Jesus" line though.
I didn't either till I looked up the lyrics.
But it's funny that you talk about that, because I was on my way home from work today, and ROCK in the USA was playing, and there's a line in that song I never could understand, and today out of nowhere I heard it clear as a bell. And it's like, I've been listening to that song for 35 years.
What was it? ROCK in the USA? Was that?
Yeah. No. One of the lines is
no, I meant that verse.
Right.
No, they were spelling rock. Damn.
But one of the lines is, ain't too proud to sleep on the floor tonight. And I never got that until today.
Huh.
Yeah. It's probably because I wasn't really paying attention. I was just driving home. But anyway. Cool.
That's something that, it's funny you say that, because, back in that day is when all that crap happened with, PMRC and all that kind of
Right.
crap about the lyrics and stuff like that. It's like, you know,
We talked about that last week. We don't.
yeah,
we
how many
didn't pay
people are actually
attention.
listening to the lyrics? You listen to the music. You're
Yeah.
just, you know, I'm not dissecting every song and every lyric of
Right.
what they're saying and how is it going to make me go out and kill somebody or whatever. I mean, that's I just listen for the enjoyment of the music. I'm not, you know, in holistically. I'm not trying
Well,
to
and
figure
it-
out
and
how
it's-
to
and
pull
it's
every damn
until-
thing apart.
It's until somebody who points it out, then you go, "Oh yeah, that's what they're saying." You know, I never
I'm
even
like,
noticed
really?
it. Now I've heard it. Now I'm going to
I have
really
no
think
idea.
about it. Didn't think about killing somebody till you pointed it out. Now I'm kind of
I
feeling.
gotta, now, thanks. I'm gonna go buy an Ozzy record. You know?
He's cooler than I thought.
Well, speaking of Ozzy records, that was Ed's actual second pick.
Yeah.
So we might talk
Wizard
about
of
that
Oz.
next week.
What was the funniest?
Yeah.
Oh, I know what it was. It was off of Little Nicky when they were talking about that. When they were talking to What's Video, and they said something about backward messages and Ozzy albums. He said, "Oh no," he says, "Ozzy stuff's just straight out there." He says, "It's the other ones we have to back up." You know, like the Eagles or not Eagles. It was like Bee Gees or something shit like that. I thought that was kind of funny. It's like, no, he just comes straight out with it.
Yeah.
I'm
All
still
right.
here.
All right.
Having light issues. So
There you
there
go.
you go.
No,
No, you have a dark issue actually.
he's got a disco.
Hey, I think the
going
lights
on
are
now.
on in your home, but
Heyo.
we can't see you.
Heyo.
That's
I'm
right.
there.
They're on.
No,
They're
no.
off. They're on. They're off. They're on. They're off.
I don't
This thing
think
is
I
like-
need. Let me see if I'm.
It's too hot.
So
Bill-
could this be
Hey.
magic as your next choice or your next
Could this be
not a-
magic?
not a
It's
choice, I guess. The
Right.
next track.
acoustic song, sort of in the vein of like Ice Cream Man and other
Right.
stuff that they've done. But Ice Cream Man, I could skip. But this one, like, I'll listen to it from the beginning to end. I like it. I think that they're playful in it, and it actually has some good, harmony in it. And I do like it. I don't kick it to the curb. It's probably not everybody's favorite, but I do like it.
That's cause Nicolette was a hottie.
Yeah, this is a song that I shouldn't like. Like you said, it's not my favorite, and it's one that I shouldn't like. I should just skip it. But for some reason, I cannot skip it because I start
Yeah.
singing with it. It's fun to sing
Mhm.
along. It's just like kind of one of those, especially you get a couple beers in you, then everybody's singing it. But I mean, in the acoustic guitar work in it is fantastic. He's
Yeah.
doing little slide type stuff, and you can't help but
According
like
to the credits on Wikipedia, that's David Lee Roth playing the acoustic guitar.
He's playing some of it. He's not playing all that. He's not playing that lead. I'll tell you that right now. Dave plays a good open. He plays in concert, but he plays open chords like Dolly Parton and shit like that. They'll tune it to a D or something, and he basically just one fingers it. But it is what it is. So
He's Diamond Dave, man. He can do what he wants.
Diamond Dave don't have to play a guitar.
You really don't know.
Yeah, maybe. But anyway, like I said, for all reasons, I should hate this song, but I don't. So, Bill.
Yeah, I like this song. I thought it was a pretty good song after Take Your Whiskey Home. I liked it.
Put your mic closer to your mouth. Now say something.
Something.
There
you
you sound
go.
better.
Sound a lot better.
I forgot I knocked it down whenever I took this thing off.
Yeah.
So did you hear me at all, or do I have to say it
Yeah,
again?
no, we
No, we heard you. It was
I
a
heard
you.
little
Okay,
bit muffled, but it's understandable.
It's like what everybody sounds like now because they go to work and everybody's got a mask on. I'm like,
Yeah,
what?
that's what I was going for.
I can't hear already very good, and then I usually have to read people's lips to kind of help me, see what they say. And now when their lips are covered, I'm like, what? It sucks. All right, we already the last one.
We are already.
Alan needs to go. Did
And
you
you know
talk
what?
about?
Well, all I'm going to
Alan
say
did.
is Nicolette Larson was a hottie.
There you go. She's singing.
Which you said 3 times already. So we're
And
good.
I will continue to say that she was a hottie. So,
You know,
so the last song is I'm
In a
on-
simple rhyme.
I'm on
yeah,
the wrong screen.
in a simple rhyme.
But
You know what's
there's
really
also,
funny?
There's also a small little track at the end of that.
Oh, yeah,
are
the
those,
little-
Are those the same song, or are they actually separate?
It's
things?
just an outro. I don't think it's. I think it's just something they just threw on. They said, "Hey, we can't make this record 32
4 minutes. Can't be
We got-
34. It was
Yeah,
33
34.
something, right?
The funniest thing is the talking about the record is longer than the record. itself. You
That's
think
not the
about
first Van Halen record we've done that with.
it, that's what I'm saying. It takes longer to hear us talk about it than it does just to actually listen to the damn thing. So,
Well, there you go. All right, in a simple rhyme, what you got there?
I like this song. I do. I like it a lot. And this one here is, if they're doing something vocally standout wise, I mean, the harmonizing in this song alone, if you talking about separating like Eddie's guitars, if you just pulled the harmonies that these guys are pulling off on this song, you would be just like, wow, these guys can work their vocals together. And this is that song they shine on with that sort of style of Van Halen harmonizing, and it really shines well. I mean, I love it. I love that song.
Yeah, well, I'm kind of late to the party on that one. I like it now. I love the song when it comes on, and I appreciate it more for what it is. It's a good way, I think, at the end, just to kind of wrap up things of this album. Kind of bring it back into focus. Like you said, the Michael Anthony's backup vocals in that thing are just unbelievable. And Dave sounds really good because he's actually he's actually singing, which he is a good singer when he wants to be in the studio. But as a person in high school when I first heard this, and after just ripping through Fools and Romeo's Delight and Loss of Control, I got to that song and I'm like, man, what a fucking wussy song that is, and I just kind of skipped it. I just would turn the tape over and let's listen to In the Cradle again. We just kind of flipped the tape because it was always on cassette back then. And but no, over time I've really got to appreciate this song. I think it wasn't until I got the CD of it later on and be driving around, and then all of a sudden it pops on. I'm like, yeah, I'm not gonna skip through it. I'm gonna listen to it, and the more I listen to it, the more I appreciate it. So
yeah,
good song.
I thought the same thing you did, Ed, about the vocals. I mean, that song to me sounded like Van Halen vocals. I mean, just the harmonies and stuff like that. And to hear them isolated, like you were talking about, that would be really cool.
It would be.
It'd be, and I'm not sure. I mean, I didn't realize. I mean, I like Van Halen. I'm not a huge Van Halen fan. I don't know all the details, but I didn't realize Eddie sung that much. And I just didn't know that. I thought it was pretty much Michael Anthony was, did most of the backup stuff, and
no, Eddie did quite a bit, but
I didn't realize he did. So, but yeah, I thought the harmonies in that song were really good, and it's not a bad song. I like the song. So, and Nicolette Larson, what do you got there, buddy?
Have I mentioned yet that Nicolette Larson was a hottie?
Did you mention that yet?
Wow, I did not know that.
That might be number 6.
In case you didn't know then, you know now.
Yeah.
All right, and then the last track is like a 15 or 20-second outro, I think, called Growth.
Yeah.
That's not even listed. It has
Does
a
it have
name?
a name? I didn't know it had a name.
I didn't know how to.
According to Wikipedia, it's called Growth.
Huh,
Maybe,
did not know
maybe
that.
he wrote a song because he had a growth on, or
It's possible.
I don't know. That's terrible.
Anything's possible.
It
Lot of
also has
love.
hidden
That's it,
track
yeah.
in parentheses, so there's that as well.
There you go.
Yeah.
All right.
Well, Ed,
she's kind of a hottie. Look at there, Nicolette Larson.
Nobody can see that. You got, what is wrong with you?
Can you see that now?
No,
I can see
me on the screen
Alan
twice.
Oh.
If you turn that just right, Alan will be really happy.
That's right. Oh, look, there's a hottie on the screen. All right, we
you
can
need to
see
stop
it.
that.
She's kind of cute.
Hey, Ed, you want a pimp your t-shirt store?
Oh, sure, yeah.
Yeah,
Have you ever heard of
gators.
Klick? Have you ever heard of Klick Tee Shop?
I don't think I have. Can you tell me about it?
Well, if you stop by Klick Tee Shop, it's KlickTeeshop shop.com. We got lots of Kiss inspired gear and a lot of good podcasters that talk about Kiss and other bands, and I support them as well because they believe in what I've done as far as what I've put together with my brand. So I'm always thrilled to be on shows like yours and talk about what you guys got going on and to help support your podcast as well and bring awareness to it through my network. So I appreciate you guys too, having me on. So, but stop by Klick Tee Shop and then buy some Ages of Rock, Ages of Rock merchandise, check out the T-shirt that Alan has on, and Bill's gator mask that you can get out and buy one of those and feel a little safer when you're walking about out there. So, and
thanks to you for that design. That was not our design. You came out of nowhere and said, "Hey, what do you think about this?" And we're like, "Fuck yeah, put that shit on a T-shirt."
I will say that this is a much better design than the second design that you did with the T-shirt that you were helping us pimp with the picture of me wearing the shirt and the elf beard.
That was funny though too.
That was hilarious.
how to become a podcast.
That's it.
That was hilarious. Yeah, I will be ordering another one this week because I want a blue one like Alan. I got the one in black, and I think the blue outline there around the record kind of molds into that blue. The black, it looks too square. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't blend as well. But
Okay.
but I like the blue
like
better.
the blue. Yeah, I do
Yeah,
too.
the blue looks good. So I'm gonna get me a blue
color
one.
I have. I think you have the.
I ordered a blue short sleeve shirt and the black long sleeve shirt or the navy blue long sleeve
I
shirt.
think I have a gray one.
Now I also ordered the smoking guitar shirt, and
Did you? Cool.
I keep meaning to wear it on the show, and I keep forgetting.
Well,
there are too many shirts I want on there, to be honest with you.
Yeah, and another good thing too, and I'm gonna say this in all honesty, those are some of the nicest quality T-shirts too. I mean,
totally
you order
agree.
a lot of stuff, and I've got a lot of T-shirts on stuff, and either they shrink or they're stiff or they're too thin.
Yeah.
These are really the ones that you use are very high quality and really good T-shirts. I mean, they're.
I made sure that's what my mission was, not just to put out a product that I'm looking for profit, which 99% of the people putting out Kiss merchandise too is just like, it's like, oh man, I really like that design. You get the shirt and it's like putting on a box or something, and it's not.
No, they're very comfortable. I like wearing them. That's why I'd like to get some more
and there's tons of styles. You can get like tri blends, you can get V-necks, you can get tank tops, long sleeves, and choose different colors where other shops you're just getting one color. And I like matching up the designs with different colors, so it gives the audience a choice, because I get a lot of people that write to me and they're like, I'm so sick of black shirts. That's all I have is black shirts. And I'm like, you know what, so am I, man. And like, there's some good choices on my shop that give you the ability to choose different designs and different styles and different colors. And it's been fun. It's a fun little work of labor, but it's my passion for supporting the people that really love these bands, and they're looking for something a little different.
Awesome.
I love my Samuel T. Serpent shirt.
Yeah,
that's my favorite shirt.
Your mic again, there, Bill.
Your mic.
I love my Samuel T. Serpent shirt.
You still sound garbled.
I was garbled.
Now you're all stuttery.
Now I ran out of water. I don't know why. I have to use this cup.
That cup is awesome. I've never seen one like that.
It's the coolest.
Where'd you get that at? Did you just get off the internet or
At the
Amazon?
gas
A friend gave this to me as a gift.
That's cool. You have a friend?
Yeah, I have more. It's not just you two. See, it
That's
says
really
"Have a nice
clever.
day."
That is funny. I like that a lot.
I can't.
That's clever.
I don't know if I can take this to work.
That would be
Probably
the
not.
funniest shit. You'd be like giving an interview to somebody. You'd be like, well, yeah, and then just go. Don't say a word. Just see what they say.
It'd be better to go like, so what do you think about this? And you start talking, you go,
Yeah.
okay.
That'd be the greatest. That'd be awesome.
All right.
Fired.
On that note, I am done.
That's so funny.
Visit agesofrock.com. Check out our social media and past episodes. Oh, Stitcher Radio was purchased by SiriusXM, so we might not be on
Really?
Stitcher Radio much
Wow.
longer.
But we might be on Sirius XM.
Really? That's fantastic.
Yeah.
They're just going to take us. I mean, really? You have Ed on here. He's been on here twice in like the last month and a half.
That's right. You know what would really be funny? If we got on SiriusXM and our podcast blew up and we outpaced another podcaster. I'm not going to mention his name.
Can we buy money?
Say it.
Can we do
Say
it?
it.
Do you have to
Oh my
buy?
gosh. No, but SiriusXM, I think they paid It was either 30 million or 300 million for Stitcher Radio.
Wow.
So
I didn't think there is there that much. I just don't see.
Dude,
where
there's a
that's
ton
such
of shit out there. You got to look.
There's
guess,
value
I
in
guess.
something if they're gonna buy it.
I guess.
I mean,
I
there's
just don't-
I wouldn't pay $30 for
Crush-
Stitcher Radio.
no, I
Crush your competition. That's what
Yeah.
they do.
Well, that's
Pretty well,
probably
yeah.
what a lot of it
yeah,
is.
that's what it's about.
Yeah.
You know, I made a huge mistake whenever, when Google first came out. Me and a buddy was, we ought to buy into Google, which, we were kicking ourselves later because we didn't, because it went from like 90, it started at 90 and then, it's up to whatever it is now. But we would have been mad as hell because we would have sold it probably at half the price that it finally got to, just because we thought it was. So my big thing was whenever Sirius Radio was going to start selling, going to become public. And then Howard Stern had just got on there, and I was like, man, I tell you what, that's going to be the next Google. I ought to just put about, get $10,000-$20,000 down, put on that. And I didn't. And I thank God I didn't, because it didn't do it actually went down after it was
really?
released, and it's never went up. It's just stayed there the whole time.
Well, that's probably because Howard Stern's on there.
That's because I won't up my membership again. I just quit
funny.
doing it.
Yeah.
And
Anyway.
keep on raising the price. Yeah.
Yeah.
$5
Well,
a month
all
right
you
now.
got to do
I'm
is
happy.
call them and tell them you're going to leave.
Yep.
And
Yeah.
$5 a month.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But anyway, 80sofrock.com, social media links, past episodes. Peace out.
To you.
Thanks for listening to the Ages of Rock podcast. If you haven't done so already, be sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel, like us on Facebook, and most importantly, tell all your friends. Remember, you're never too old to rock. Until the next episode, peace out, folks.